was a brand new agent and I'm getting into this business, what advice would you give someone that is trying to get started?
Que no se desesperen con su tiempo. I want to say first, it's all about the learning process, like going to the trainings, and I want to say get a mentor. Having a mentor, it like guides you. But yeah, and also social media helps a lot. Like, and everybody is different. Like, say some are really good with TikTok, Instagram Reels, and then also like Facebook Marketplace.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Good Advice Podcast. Today we have a very special guest. She's been on the team for about a couple of years now, and we want to see how she does it because she does very, very well. Melissa, welcome to our podcast.
Hi, thank you for inviting me.
Of course.
Well, my name is Melissa. I've been 2 years with the Luna team. Well, actually, like this May 18, se cumplió 2 años que I've been with the Luna team, and it's been great. I love it.
2 years already.
Yeah.
Time flies, doesn't it?
Time flies, like it pretty flies. I remember when I came here, I was on a Thursday, May 18.
Yeah.
And super nerviosa. I was like, oh my God, like.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna meet Ruben, and I'm like, what are they gonna ask me? Is it an interview? No, like I'm like, I got my real estate license. You're already in. I'm like, oh, okay, that's it. And he's like, yeah, you're in. You're ready to start. And I was like, oh, okay. And I'm like, okay, then entonces, like, where do I start?
Yeah, let's get you. Yeah, that's And here's the thing about this business. It's really not that difficult, right? Once you have a rhythm, and you understand the process, it's really not that difficult. But before we get to the nitty and gritty, let's talk more about you, because you started this business as your first job, right?
Yeah.
Like first job ever.
Yeah.
Getting your license and start, practicing and helping families with the process of buying or selling. How old, if you're okay with it, how old were you when you joined our team?
So I was going to, when I joined the team, I was going to Phoenix College, but I already had graduated with my associates in May 2022. Okay. And then after that, I'm like, you know what? I want to get my real estate license. Mm-hmm. I want to, because I started seeing different realtors, when they was training, the closing videos and stuff. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Helping families, and then being your business owner, your own self-employed and stuff, your own.
Mm-hmm. You have your own schedule
and stuff. Not clocking into 9 to 5, because I never worked before. So I'm like, no sé cómo me vaya a ir si vaya un trabajo de 9 a 5.
Yes.
Porque no tengo nada de experience or anything. But before this, I used to have my family. Well, it's because my family they're self-employed. Okay. So they used to buy and sell things profit out of that. And then I'm like, you know what? And then you're making with people and stuff, and yo también la ayudaba con eso. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, you know what? I'm like, what if I do it with houses también? Mm-hmm. So I was like, pero no va a ser lo mismo, obviously. Mm-hmm. There's a whole, different process.
Yeah.
You have to learn how to do a contract, make an offer, title, escrow, lender, there's a lot of people involved, a lot of parties.
So many moving pieces, right?
Yeah. So I graduated after that I got my associates in business in Phoenix College. So I went to school and I got my real estate license in December of 2022. And then, pero ya había entrado yo a ASU. Mm-hmm. So I was like, you know what? I'll finish my junior year at ASU. It was, it was May 2023. And then I was like, you know what? What am I going to do during the summer? I'm like, ya había terminado my junior year, me queda nomás un año senior year at ASU. So I'm like, I'll just go and, look for a brokerage. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because...
I mean, so hang on. I think you're going very fast.
Yeah.
So let's get some details. So you're going to school, you're about to finish your junior in college, right? And then at what point you're like, you know what? Yeah, I think I want to try real estate. And then how long did it take you to finish your courses?
Oh, okay. It took me... It's because I'm trying to remember. So it was summer 2022. So I went in June, and then I did the 9 days.
Okay.
Yeah, I won't go to school.
So you did a crash program.
Yeah, I went in person.
Okay. Yeah. So you finished it. You took all the courses and finished them in 9 days.
No.
Oh, okay.
The school is necessary to go for 9 days, if I recall. The whole courses
Okay.
Like the learning and stuff, like
the crash
topics
course.
and so yes, yes,
Okay.
yes. Sorry. And then so I was like, okay, I'll go, and I did that. And then once I finished, I mean, you're ready to do the school exam.
Yeah.
So me tomé como 4 veces, like
Yeah.
to go do the school exam.
It took you four
4
times to pass it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then so then in August, I was like, well, ya se pasó el tiempo, so I need to go back to school, which is I was starting at ASU as my junior year
Yeah.
in 2022. So I'm like, pero no sé cómo le voy a hacer, like, you know, with school, like exams and like studying, and then at the
Yeah.
same time, I need to do my state. Like, no quiero
Yeah.
que pase tiempo. So it was just stress. Like my semester of junior year at ASU, porque I had to go like in person, do homework, do exams. Entonces I'm like, pero no quiero dejarlo de state porque se me va a olvidar like las
Yeah.
preguntas, and I don't want to
Right.
start all over again.
Yeah.
So I was able to balance it, but with stress.
Yeah. A lot of stress,
with a
right?
lot of stress.
Going to college and then
Yeah.
also studying for your real estate exam.
Yeah, and me tomé 3 veces with the state, and then I ended up passing it in October of
Okay.
the state exam. So I was like, oh, okay, ya perfecto, ya, like, you know,
I'm done with that.
tengo ya todo eso. So I'm like, I'm gonna just finish my junior year, like the semester, like
Yeah.
2022, and then ya en diciembre fui a ADR to go get like, you know, my
ADRE?
license. Yes.
Yeah.
And then so yeah, I'm like, okay, well, I'll just finish my second semester of my junior year like in 2023, which was from January to May, and then ya es cuando ya terminé my full junior year, and then it was May 2023, and I was like, pues.
So you graduated from ASU
Yes.
in 2023.
In 2024 last year.
Okay, 2024 last year. Okay, so you graduated, but by then you were already working in real estate, right?
Yes. But I was like, I want to say it was part-time because I wasn't really like my mind wasn't really focused and like, you know, into like real estate, because I'm like, you know, no quiero tampoco dejar la escuela, because I'm like, me falta un año. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, why am I going to drop out? But it was just a lot of stress because school exams and all that studying and going in person it's kind of stressful, but I mean, I'm able to balance it porque I mean, no tengo otra más cosa que hacer, you know, más que like real estate and
Yeah.
this. So I had a job. So I was like, okay. Y ya pues like, acabó my junior year, and then it's May 2023, and then I joined with you guys in
Yeah.
May 18. Yeah.
Okay.
So tenía yo like June, July, August, más o menos, like, you know, before I started my senior year at ASU from 2023. And I'm like, okay, voy a ir a trainings, voy a ir a meetings. O sea, yo era bien tímida. I was like, you know what? Like, I'm scared. Like, I don't know if this is like for me, because like I would see everybody like talk and like, you know, convert like leads into clients, and I'm like, damn, like se me hace like imposible.
Yeah.
Or like get them pre-qualified and stuff, and hasta like
Well, I mean, think about this as a new agent, one,
as a new agent.
as your first job, two, and then I mean, you're right. At the beginning, you know, you come to an office, or regardless of where you go, if you know, so if you're a bit quiet, then it's kind of hard to get out of your shell, right? It takes a little more time, I should
It takes
say.
a little bit more time. I mean, I was like, no pasa nada. Like, I'll learn it fast. Well, I mean, cada quien probably, like, you know, others learn it fast. You like, se desenvuelven. Pero since it was my first time, I was like, as a first, you know, job, official job, I was like super shy. I was like, oh my God. So, Yesenia, my mentor, she's like, you have to talk. Like, you have to be out there in camera. You have to talk to the clients. Tienes que ir a conseguirlos. You know, you have to like be on social media. Like, that's the point, you know, being a realtor. Like, también at the same time, like, you know, be more communicator with ellos, and then like not just to treat them as a client, pero también como like, you know, like friends, you know, like, you know, like if you know the person, I'm like, oh, okay, like, está bien. Because I'm like, well, antes, before this, when I was helping my family and stuff, like, buy and sell, like, sí me comunicaba con la gente, pero not like, I mean, nomás así era lo que era, like, you know.
Yeah, it wasn't really like a relationship that it's created, right?
Yeah,
because
nomás lo ves y ya.
Yeah, it's just in and out kind of thing. It wasn't nothing like what it is now, right?
Yeah. So entonces it took me 6 months to get my first closing. So entré en mayo, I did the trainings in August, I got a client, and recall I do marketplace, Facebook marketplace. So I got it from there, and then got them pre-qualified like in August. And then September, más o menos cuando se van las semanas and stuff, we were looking around in September. I got them under contract, and then I got the closing in October. So that was my first like closing. But recall, I was doing like also ASU. Like ya regresé para atrás a la escuela agosto 2023, and I'm like, okay, like I need to focus on this porque like también like I don't want to fail any exams and have to retake classes again,
Yeah.
and it's my last year.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, está bien. So entonces ya like sea diciembre, I got my second closing like 2023, and then which is next year, like ya el 2024 from January to May, that was my last year, and then that's when I graduated May 2024 from.
Yeah, and then at that
from
point you were able to concentrate more into the business, right? Right after graduation from.
Yes.
I mean, just maneuvering, you know, the college, the classes, the assignments, and then still trying to do real estate. That's a lot.
It is.
Right?
It is. And then I even told myself, I'm like, pero ¿qué estoy ganando de ir a agarrar mi diplomacy in real estate? Like, it's a whole different, you know, thing. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like, and I'm like, pero no, like, I actually wanted, like,
Well,
to do this.
the good thing is that you push yourself to finish it, which is huge, right? You did not quit your school to, you know, transition into full-time real estate, which is, it's not a bad thing, right? It's not a bad thing, but you know, you were already like halfway there, more than halfway there.
Yeah.
So might as well just finish the school and then you know, invest more time into real estate, which that's what you did. Now, during school, were you studying for something in specific, or did you want to do something else besides, you know, real estate?
No.
Or was
like,
just
it was just like I'm like, you know what? Because I'm like, quiero ir in business. Like,
Business?
I want to do
Yeah.
my major in business because I wasn't, no me gusta like the medical field.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know, there's also like social work or, you know.
Yeah, but you
different
wanted to be-
majors.
you wanna be major in
engineering
business?
or anything like that. Like, no, like I wanted to do business. So I got my business associates at PC, which Phoenix College.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got my business administration major, my bachelor's degree, at ASU. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
4 years.
so when you joined our team, I think you were, how old you were? 20?
I was 20.
20 years old.
Yeah, and I'm 22 right now.
That's awesome. So I started real estate when I was, you know,
Yeah.
about your age, you know, between 20 and 21. And you know, we have a lot of team members that are, you know, the younger generation, you know, early 20s. And I mean, if you guys keep that momentum going, like it's gonna be crazy what you creating now and what it's gonna look like in 5 years from now, in 10 years
Yeah.
from now. I mean, just keep that consistency going, keep that momentum going, because you'll be in a whole different place than most people in you know, in a short period of time. So keep that up, Melissa. Now, going through the process of, you know, you graduated real estate. I know your family are entrepreneurs. They, you know, they do business. They have their own business. But growing up, was there anything else that you wanted to be, or that was actually like? Do you have any idea?
I didn't have no idea.
No,
No.
because you know, growing up, sometimes you're like, all right, I wanna, you know, for the most part, I want to be a teacher, I want to be a cop, I want to be a, you know, firefighter, right?
Yeah.
But you just
No,
you're like,
I didn't. No, I was like, I don't know. I just like, I always know that I wanted to either be my own business, like my own.
run your own business, your own boss.
My own boss. Like, no sé, como, I don't know how to explain. But I was like, no sé, yo nomás quiero tener like, you know, algo que es mío.
Yeah.
Yeah, like starting off like a brand or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, just something like that. And then ya es cuando yo dije, you know what, real estate's
Real estate is
cool.
yeah. So where did that idea started? So did you was it somebody that kind of told you about it, or was it just you know, seeing other people through social media?
Seeing other people through social media, and then also I had I have a friend like that I used to go to Phoenix College with, and then she said that she has another friend that she's a realtor. Yeah, she's a realtor, and like le va bien, and like, you know, she's like I guess like como que me inspiré. Yeah, because she was telling me, you know, about her and stuff, and I was like, oh, she's like, that's cool. She's like, look, like these amount of closings, I give them, you know, a lot of families, friends,
Yeah.
and then plus it's, you know,
You make a good income.
good income. So
Yeah.
I'm like, that's cool.
So now,
Yeah.
when you got started, I know it took you a while to start producing, just because you were still going to college. But did you imagine there was anything like it is, or what did you think, or how did you imagine, or how everything was going to be once you got into this as a full-time agent?
no sé, sí me lo imaginé, like, obvious, like, así, like, you have to be out there, like,
Yeah.
you know, showing your face,
Yeah.
and then saber cómo hablar, and then,
Yeah.
like, también, you know, communicate with, you know, the people and stuff, and don't be shy, and then, what else, no sé, pues, me lo imaginé, like, you know, obviously, you have to, you know, get out there, and then actually poner el empeño,
Yeah.
because si no pones el empeño, like, there's no gonna be no results.
Right?
Yeah, there's not gonna be no results. So, I actually did have, like, you know, I'm like, si me voy a meter es porque tengo que poner 100% mi enfoque en eso.
And the good thing about you is that you are teachable, you're coachable, you listen, and you implement, which is that's a huge thing. You know, a lot of times we can tell you what to do, we can show you how to do it, but if you're not implementing it, then nothing's gonna happen, right? And that's what makes the biggest difference between, you know, in general, people who are doing well, they take action. And people who are not, then those are the ones that, you know, they go to a 9-to-5 job just because they like to be told, and they need to be told in order for them to be able to, you know, do something. And you're just listen, you're an action taker, and then we start seeing the results. Year to date, I know you have helped many families. How many families have you helped as of right now for year 2025?
Like 4 right now. Yeah, 4.
You have helped 4
4.
families. And here's the thing. I mean, 4 families. Do you think you can do more? You can help more people, right?
Sorry, we call 5 because I had a closing yesterday.
five families.
Yeah.
So roughly, you're closing about, you know, you're helping about 1 family a month.
Yeah.
Give and take. And most people are coming through your social media, right? Most of the leads that are reaching out to you, or you're reaching out to them, are coming through social media. So for the rest of the year, how many families more do you want to help for 2025?
For 2025, I do want to help. Realistically, I feel like unas 15 más.
You want to help 15 families in the next 6 months.
In this next 6 months, but that's my goal.
Okay, so which means that you have to be, it's about 3 families a month.
Yes.
3 families on the contract. So reach out to Melissa. She wants to help 15 families before the year ends. And she's more than capable of helping you through the process of buying, right? And selling a house. So Melissa, if you were a brand new agent, you know, even though you've been in the business for 2 years, right? But if you were a brand new agent, was there anything different that you could have done starting off, or you feel like you did everything within your power?
I feel like I did everything in my power. I want to say like learning faster.
Okay.
Yeah, learning like
developing yourself,
myself,
investing a little more time into learning.
Yes, into learning like así like fast, and get the process, and like así fast with, you know, everything. But I took my time. Like I was like, you know what, like todo con su tiempo. I want to say, like, no tengo prisa because I'm still in school, pero de todos modos tampoco no me quiero quedar like, you know, like stuck, and then like, you know, no, I would say I wouldn't change anything.
Okay, so you've done.
Yeah. Okay, I feel like I did, and then plus. Yeah, my mentor Yesenia, she also helped me a lot, like as well. So I would say, I wouldn't change.
Yeah, Yesenia was great. I mean, she's great as it is, and also just getting yourself out of your own head, right?
Yeah, comfortable. Yeah.
Starting to get uncomfortable, or getting you uncomfortable from your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Right, because we like. Yeah, no, we're good. Like, I don't want to do anything, but in reality, there's a lot more that you can do.
Yeah.
So, what are we expecting from Melissa in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years.
What's your goal? Do you have a goal that you want to achieve? Like, we can talk about a short term goal, and then maybe something like a bigger goal.
So a goal that I do have, like for next year, but I wouldn't say it's gonna probably be like by the end of the year. I do want to buy my first house.
Okay.
Yeah. Si Dios quiere. Yeah.
That's awesome, and that's a huge goal, right?
Yeah, but
being 23 years old, I mean, you're running your own business as it is, and then having that in mind, it's 100% possible. Now, do you have like a system in place that you follow? That way, you're like, all right, you know, these are the things that I need to hit before, you know, taking it easy, right? Do you have a routine or a process that you follow?
I actually made a calendar for myself.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, so I have to go to the gym early, temprano, levantarme, and I do have to do it.
Having a routine, right?
Having a routine, because I didn't have a routine and I felt so lost. I was like, man, I feel like I do the same thing every day. Like, I don't know.
Without making progress,
without
right?
making the progress. So there's no results or anything. Like, you're not going to see anything unless if you do have something in your calendar and a routine. Like, okay, me voy a levantar temprano en las mañanas para ir al gimnasio, and then after that, get home, get ready and stuff, eat breakfast, and then vente a la oficina, because I know that if I stay at home and I tried it before, like, I'm like, you know what, like, I'll try to see if I could work from home, but I can't. I have I have sisters. I'm like, they want to go. I'm like, hey, let's go to Target, or like, let's go to Starbucks, or let's go to the mall.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, pues si se va todo el día.
How many sisters do you have?
Two.
Okay.
Yes.
Are they younger or older?
Oh, they're younger. So,
Okay.
like, the youngest tiene 18, and then the middle tiene 20. And
Okay.
then, yeah.
Do they want to get into real estate or no?
I think the middle one wants to go into real estate, but they're both at ASU now.
Okay.
Yeah. They're like la chiquita, she does social work, y luego la mediana, she's going for sports marketing.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay. So having a routine is huge. Coming to the office, and then what else do you do throughout the day?
So coming into the office, follow up with people, like, okay, si les iba a decir que, okay, te voy a conseguir, like, unas preguntas que tenías, te lo consigo, like, for example, si me podías checar a ver cuánto puedo rentar, mi casa, like, and ahorita en las áreas como, okay, está bien, I'll, look for it, tomorrow and stuff, the address and stuff, like questions like that, from clients. And then follow up with them, make the calls, home tours, also posting like listings on Marketplace as well. And then, pues, hacer lo que tengo que hacer, mi trabajo en la oficina. And then go back home, and then, también also follow up in the evenings, because, a lot of people también salen del trabajo after like 5. Yeah, like, hey, call me, like at 6 or 6:30, So I'm like, okay, está bien. Y pues, like, dormirme, get like, get my, like, nomás descansar y todo, and then just do the same thing, like, but differently. Pero just have the routine, because I felt 100% lost. I'm like, damn, I'm like, life is boring. But I'm like, no, it's not. Like, it's not boring. Like, it's boring if you do this, like, no haces nada. Like, if you don't have a routine.
Well, no, it's not that it's boring. I think having the goal so big that you're like, for instance, you want to buy your house, right? That's a huge goal. That should be waking you up every single morning. And you should be thinking about, like, hey, how fast can I achieve that goal? It doesn't have to be necessarily another year. It can be much sooner if you are more intentional with the actions that you're taking, right?
Yeah.
It's 100% doable. And we've seen that happen, more often than not. With our team members, they're being able to hit milestones and achieving their goals. And that's a huge goal that you have, that I think you're more than capable of doing it, sooner than later, right? So now what's the, let's talk about stories. What's the most, funny story that you have encountered with, helping somebody with the process of, buying a home?
Funny, like, story?
Or just more memorable?
Memorable? Well, like, funny stories, I want to say, like, pues que es como ya agarro yo confianza con los clientes, and then, like, I'm cool with them and stuff. Okay. This is so funny. Well, I'm like, hey, I'm sorry. Well, we already closed, right? Pero tan esperanzados que, okay, esta fecha le voy a entregar las llaves y vamos a cerrar esta fecha todos. It's looking good, everything, we got the clear to close and stuff, like, from the lender, and then you guys already signed and stuff. We just need to title to record, right? Yeah. So I'm like, okay, like, yesterday, I'm like, I called my client Eric. I'm like, Eric, fíjese, pues no podemos cerrar hasta la próxima semana porque pasó un delay.
You were joking.
Yeah, no, but I was joking. And he's like, pero ya tenía yo, él ya estaba, like, con esperanzado, pues cerrar el viernes, regalarle las llaves porque ya tenía, like, los pintores.
He was ready to go.
Like, gente,
that's a messed up joke.
No, gente, ya tenía los pintores que vayan a ir a, ver la casa y a ver, pues para pintar y todo. Like, he was going to remodel the house, like, limpiarle todo. And then he already, like, también le dijo, he's on a lease. So I'm like, oh, he already called. And so he had everything set up.
Yeah.
And I was like, you yo sabía porque me estaba diciendo a mí, like in the final walkthrough, like, de
I
esta
need
semana.
to kiss this day,
And I was
right?
like, you know, like, I'm like, tengo confianza, you know, so I'm like, I'm just going to play around. So I told him, like, hey, Eric, I'm like, buenas tardes, I'm like, tengo malas noticias, no vamos a poder cerrar. And then hasta la próxima semana, pero va a ser ya el próximo viernes. He's like, pero, like, you know how cuando se le hace un nudo en la garganta?
Yes.
Like, I'm like, pero me sentí mal, and I was like, I should have never done that.
No.
Well, I mean, like, I'm like, I should stop doing that to my clients.
Yes.
And he's like, pero, ¿cómo? Like, pero si todo estaba bien y todo, hasta, you know, the lender también me dijo, like, you know, we're all good y todo, ya firmé y todo, con el notario vino ayer y hasta fui hasta el título de compañías en la mañana porque también faltó otras firmas, me dijeron que iban a cerrar ahora y todo, y usted también me dijo, and I'm like, no, pues entonces que pues the title company like cierran a las 5 and they weren't able to, you know, you know, record. He's like, no, pues entonces está bien, entonces pues ya que ni modo, you know, it's fine.
We'll figure it out.
And we'll figure it out. And then I was like, no se crea, Eric.
Oh my God, Melissa.
I'm like, no se crea,
Was it
Eric.
like an April Fool's kind of joke?
I don't know. I just do that every time. Like not every time, but like with my clients, like, and then they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah. And then, oh my God. Pero no se enojan. Like, they're just like, como se agüitan. And I'm like, pero un poquito.
Of
like,
course they do.
I know. But I'm just like, you know what? I need to stop. I feel bad now.
You know what? I used to play around a lot. And the thing is, one of the things the reason why I stopped doing it is because I was, you know, we would joke with people, not necessarily with my clients, but mostly with family members and my mom for the most part. And one time I played this joke on her, and literally she broke down. She thought, like, she almost got a heart attack. Like, that was like, I'm like, yeah, I better stop.
The last straw.
Yes. I'm like, I'm stopping, period. I'm not going to joke around ever again. And it's been years. I'm talking about, you know, 20 years ago. So ever since, I'm like, that's it. I'm not going to joke around. Just because you never know, right? Like, people are like, you know, they're expecting certain results.
Yo sé como, I feel like yo sé con you know, con quién. And then this is like, you know, during the process, you know them, and, you know, you start becoming like friends with them, and like, you know, building up the relationship with them. So I'm like, you know what? Like, I'll just like, esta se la voy a jugar. And then he's like, Melissa, he's like, ya pensaba que íbamos a cerrar para la próxima semana y tenía que esperar y cambiar todos los planes. I'm like, no se crean. He's like, oh, no, pues muchas gracias y todo. Y ya, like, you know, we quedamos de acuerdo, you know, que ayer en la tarde le iba a entregar las llaves y todo, and he's like, no, que pues, no, felicidades y que muchas gracias, y pues, I'm like, nomás espérame porque we need to do a closing video. So we're planning, like, you know, probably Sunday or Monday or like the following week to do that closing video. And
that's
pictures
awesome.
Y todo. Because he even told me, he's like, ¿y las fotos y el video? And I'm like, no, espérame, déjeme le pregunto yo al fotógrafo y like the video guy, and then we'll set it up. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Pero we'll have it for
People
you guys.
are expecting that now, right? Nowadays, they're like, hey, what's the
like, I see you on TikTok
video?
and then with your past clients, and I'm like, a ver cuándo lo va a tocar a nosotros, and I'm like, no, I got you guys.
It'll happen.
It'll happen.
So when you're not working, what is it? What's your? Do you have a hobby, or what do you do for fun? Unless you're always working.
No, no.
For the most part.
Like, I mean, I hang out with my sisters.
Okay.
Yeah, friends, and then with family.
Okay.
Pues when it's with family, pues los domingos o los sábados, like we all get together and then hacemos, you know, comida, or si no, like encargamos comida, and then, you know, we're just chilling, talking, gathering conversations, watching a movie or something.
Okay.
Or también with friends, I mean, we go out to eat and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's
and
awesome.
then with sisters también, like, you know, just go out to eat, and then for fun, I mean, I started going to the gym. Yeah.
Okay,
So I started going to the gym.
Nice.
Yes. And then what else?
What time are you normally going? And how many times a week are you trying to?
I'm trying, like, consistently. Yeah. I'm like, you know, I feel like if I don't do something that I said that I was gonna do, I feel like bad after. Like, well, I mean, I don't feel like
you carrying monkeys on your back.
Yeah,
that's
and
what
I'm
it
like,
is.
no,
You know, you're carrying this weight.
Like, me decepciono con yo misma. I get disappointed. I'm like, no. I'm like, yo dije que iba a hacer esto, and I have to do it. And then if I don't do it, then I do feel like, you know.
Okay, so one of the things when you make not making changes, but when you add something else, right? Like, for instance, working out or trying to eat healthier. You're not just trying it out. That's a life-changing action that needs to like at this point, you're like, all right, this is it. It's my new me, and I'm gonna stick with it, right? So now that you're doing this, is the question is, all right, are you planning to do this for 6 months? Are you planning to do this for 1 year? The answer should be, I'm planning to do this for the rest of my life, right? Because it's gonna benefit you on the long run. It's kind of like running the business, right? Eventually, yeah. I mean, there's ways that you can eventually sell your business if you know how to structure it. But exercising and taking care of yourself, that right there, it should be the new Melissa.
Yeah,
Right.
and then actually you feel better. So because
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling like good, like I wasn't feeling myself. So I was like, you know what, like tengo que hacer un cambio, like and then I started doing it. And I'm like, you know what, I feel better now. Like
I feel like there's three things that can help you, get out of your own head. One is exercising, two is reading a book, and three is journaling. So if you do those three things every single morning, and it doesn't have to be necessarily for hours, right? Exercising 1 hour, journaling, it can be 15 minutes, it can be 10, it can be a half an hour, depending on how much you wanna journal. And then reading a book, it can be 30 minutes, right? It doesn't have to be crazy long. But if you do that every single day, Melissa, your mind will be in a whole different place all the time. So when you start doubting yourself about, I'm not good enough, or maybe questioning yourself about the actions that you're taking. But if you do that consistently, those self-doubts and those questions that you start, just questioning yourself, I think they'll start fading away faster. You're still going to have them. They're still going to come up. Trust me. We all go through that. We all have those, we go through the whole process too. But the more action that you take just on that, it'll start fading away faster, and you're able to come back to, to an action taking Melissa, right?
yes, you're right. Because I mean, I used to doubt myself a lot, and I question myself a lot, and I'm like, no, well, I'm not good enough, like for like kind of también this, like the real estate industry. But I'm like, no, I need to get out of my head.
Yeah.
Like estaba muy enfocada in my head. I'm like, no, like get out there and just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we preach here within our team is like, don't worry about what other people is doing.
Yeah.
There's always going to be somebody doing better things than we are. 100%. There's always somebody. But here's the thing. As long as you know that you're doing better than what you were a day before, last year, last month, and you're making progress, and you feel like you're making progress because you can feel it, right? Then that's the one thing that matters the most. Like, don't worry about nothing else. Don't try to get distracted about what other people are doing, because that can be a huge setback. Just worry about yourself, and everything else will start developing, and good things start happening to you, right?
Yeah. I was like, you know what? Like, no, ¿por qué me voy a comparar con alguien más? Like, no, like, don't compare yourself with anybody's, and just focus on yourself. That's what I've something learned too.
Yeah.
Like, go in your lane, like, tú misma.
Stay in your lane. Don't worry about nothing else. Just
Yes.
move forward. As long as
Just
you're
move
feeling
forward.
good, and then that Melissa is going through the right path. And I think that's it. That's the whole secret of having good vibes and living a happy life.
Yeah, surely it's very true.
Now, what would you like to end our podcast today? If I was a brand new agent and I'm getting into this business, what advice would you give someone that is trying to get started? And the reason that I ask you is because there's a study that 71% agents in the industry do not make it within the first year. So, you've been through that.
I want to say it all takes like time. Like, I know when people like start, like, as first beginner, like, oh, I haven't closed. It's already a month. It's already 2 months, 3 months. Like, yo tomé 6 meses para agarrar mi first closing.
But you were going to school,
But I was
which
going
is
to
different.
school. Okay, it was, yeah. But like a new agent, I want to say, like, que no se desesperen. Like, it's, todo con su tiempo. I want to say first, it's all about the learning process. Like, you learn, I know, because when I would go to real estate school, nunca me lo imaginé. Obviously, like school was not gonna be the same, like the same thing, like going into
practicing.
like the real world and stuff. Like we learned how to do like the contracts and then todo, like the explain like the questions todo in school, and then pues nada que ver, when you're already in the real world and having the job with school. So I want to say to like a new agent, so yeah, like learning first. I want to say like going to the trainings, and I want to say get a mentor. Yeah. A mentor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because having a mentor, it like guides you. Like if you have any questions, like, he or she, could be there to ask, to answer the questions that you have and then guide you, to your first transaction, your first process.
Yeah.
Once you have that niche, like, of like the closing and stuff, the first closing, then after that, so like it's a whole easy, process. Like, okay, I already know how to do the offer. I already know how to negotiate. I already know how to, like call who for the inspection and, the Benzer and negotiate that process. Like, so technically, the whole process on your first closing. And then after that, it's going to be like, piece of cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Piece of cake. And then also I want to say, just don't be shy. Cause I was very shy. I was very shy, very intimida. Like, I would come into the office and I'm like,
you wouldn't talk to anybody.
I wouldn't talk to nobody. And then I was like, should I go ask Ruben or should I ask like, Jasenia or like, who do I go ask? I know who, but I'm like, I feel shy.
Ask away. Don't keep it to yourself. Tímida.
But yeah, and then also social media helps a lot. Like, and then everybody is different. Like I want to say, some are really good with TikTok, like Instagram Reels, and then also like Facebook Marketplace. Also once you have your couple of closings, you get referrals from there. A lot of referrals from like past clients, because I'm also like right now working with referrals as well from one of my past clients as well.
If you do a good job and people knows that you have their back and you providing this great service, then that's where you benefit from all these referrals. People are gonna obviously refer you because they enjoy working with you. You did your job and they appreciate that, and that's the best way that somebody can pay you, by referring you. So good job by earning those referrals.
And then just go 100% in. Like yes.
Don't put your back against the wall and that's it. Don't have a plan B.
Yeah, and then what else? Yeah, you can like don't disappoint yourself. I know maybe it could take like a couple of time and stuff. Others might take them a month or 2 months or something, but others también like a couple of months too. And I would say like que no se decepcionen,
be patient,
que no se desesperen también. Yeah, because they're like they don't see any progress, they don't see any income, because they're like I gotta pay bills or I gotta cuando hay ingreso, pero you'll get it soon.
You got to put in the work.
You got to put in the work. I want to say, because I learned that if you don't put in the work, like if you don't put the effort and stuff, no va a haber resultados.
No, nada.
No,
of course not.
Yeah, and me pasó a mí.
Yeah, exactly.
Me quedé así como like comfortable, like for a little bit, like I want to say like a couple weeks. I'm like, oh shoot, like no tengo nada para este mes, no tengo nada for next month. Like I need to get out there. Like like. And I'm like, si tengo un goal, like, like in 1 year, 2 years, like I have to do that.
Achieve it.
Yeah, I want to travel too.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
Yeah, I want to travel too. O sea, quiero andar yo. Like, I want to buy, my stuff, you know, personal stuff, like mis gustos y todo. And I'm like, pero tengo que cerrar. Tengo que ver ingresos.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Melissa, thank you for being part of our podcast. You're barely 2022, been in the business for 2 years. You're starting to ramp up, and I think you're gonna do huge things this year and all the years coming soon. And if anybody needs to get a hold of you, what's the best way to reach out to you?
Through a call or text, like directly to my phone number.
You can give out your number and also your Instagram.
So 602-384-5960, and then my Instagram is Arizona Realtor _Melissa.
Okay.
And then my Facebook, Melissa Machado. Either or.
Melissa Machado, that sounds like an artist name.
I know a baseball player, se llama Machado. I think he's in the San Diego Padres.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Machado sounds like the last name sounds like like kind of like an artist name.
Yeah,
Last name.
there's someone else like also famous that has a Machado name. I
Yeah,
just don't know.
I think there's a name. I just can't remember.
It's not really common.
No, it's not.
Uh,
All right, so
Yeah.
Melissa, thank you for being part of our show. Everyone, if you're thinking about buying or selling, Melissa is part of the Luna team. She's awesome. She's super enjoyable to work with. So if you have any questions or need some help, reach out to her. And Melissa, thank you for being part of this show. And if you like this episode, please share with your friends, family members. Give us a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.